Hey guys, so I know I normally do the My Thoughts over on the bed now, but I figured because of special circumstances I should do it here, because Star Wars! The Force Awakens. I want to clarify, because I know I said online that I was not probably going to see it for a while, but that changed, because last night I was talking with my cousin who saw it the day after, the night after it came out, on the 18th, and was like, you have to see it because the longer you wait, you're gonna get spoiled, and you have to see it without spoilers. So I was like, fine, because this week was crazy for me, 100th episode, finals week, everything fell completely in the wrong spot. So, so I saw the new Star Wars movie, and I'm gonna try to give a non-spoilery summation of it, because I don't want to ruin it for anyone, and I feel like if I just talk about what happened in the movie, it would not be as interesting as me just saying how good the movie is. So, I was nervous when they announced a new Star Wars movie, because here's the thing, ever since I was a kid, I wanted an Episode 7. The prequels are fine, but I want to know what happens after the original trilogy. That was always what I wanted to know. I wanted to know what happened to Luke and Leia and Han and Chewie. And the expanded universe was really good for that, now that they've kind of said, fuck that. It was kind of sad, because, I miss, Jaina and Jason Solo, Anakin Solo, and Ben Skywalker, Mara Jade, all the expanded universe characters. But I think this new Star Wars trilogy is going to be amazing. So, first of all, obviously this is not a spoiler for the movie, because it happens in every movie. This was the first movie I saw on the big screen of Star Wars, because I wasn't a fan of Star Wars until after Episode 3 had came out. That was when I got into Star Wars, when Episode 3 came out. So, Episode 3 was out, and after it came out on DVD, I got all the movies, and I watched them. And, my favorite movie is, Episode 6. That's my favorite movie. So this was the first movie I got to see that wasn't on my TV. And it was awesome to see on the big screen a long time ago, and then the crawl, it was amazing. There's just something about it that makes it more special when it's giant size and you're in a room full of people. People started applauding at the Lucasfilm logo, which I thought was great. So, the movie was good. I was nervous that it was not going to be good, but the movie was fantastic. A lot of what I speculated and a lot of what other people speculated, it's iffy as to what happens. I want to say all the new characters are great, all the old characters are great, the acting is top-notch. Any problems that you might have had with the prequels, they're not in this movie. I don't know if maybe that's just the initial high I'm on from Star Wars hype, but nothing from the prequels is in the movie. So, when I had to rewatch Episode 1, when I did the review of it, back in the first part of the year, I think that was April, I did it. Episode 1 just dragged on, and I was just like, when is it gonna be over? And when I was watching this movie, it was over, and I was like, really? There's not more? I want more! So, the movie is good, it's great. It's hard to talk about it without spoiling anything. I don't know what I can say other than go see this movie right now. If you haven't seen it, go see it. If you've already seen it, go see it again. Why not? It was a good movie. I'm not planning on seeing it again. That's just me. I don't do that. But I know people who will go to see a movie and like it and then go back again the next week to see it again. I would see it again if, someone I knew was like, hey, I want to go see the new Star Wars movie. Do you want to come? And I'd be like, yeah, because it would be sharing the experience. But yeah, the movie was really, really, really good. I think it ranks as my number 2 Star Wars movie. So Return of the Jedi is number 1, 7 is number 2, 4 is 3, A New Hope, rather, is 3, Empire is 4, Revenge of the Sith is 5, and Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace is my least favorite. So, yeah, the movie was really, really, really good. Theater I was in was packed, and it was awesome because, when Lucasfilm logo played, everyone was applauding. Everyone applauded when it ended. Whenever a character from the original trilogy showed up, applause. And, that's not a spoiler. You knew who... You presumably would know that because it takes place after Episode 6, you would presumably guess who would end up being in the movie based on the trailer. So, it's kind of not a spoiler to say that. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was just really, really good. When I watch something and I'm really into it, I'll get this really giant, stupid grin on my face. And I get it whenever I see something amazing. I had that grin on when I saw JonTron's Starcade finale, or the Atop the Fourth Wall movie. But I'll get this big, stupid grin, and I'll just sit there like this. And I did that. I honestly think I spent half the movie with my face like that, because of how awesome it was. I can't recommend this movie enough. If you had any issues with Episode 1, Episode 2, or Episode 3, don't worry, this movie is way better than all of those put together. Even if you recut them into something watchable, Episode 7 still wins. Episode 7, I think, is the second best Star Wars movie ever made. J.J. Abrams did a good job, and you know why I think he did a good job? Because he was doing a continuation. You see, my problem with Abrams and the Star Trek movies are it's a reboot that didn't need to happen. Star Trek has a vast universe where you didn't have to go back to Kirk. You could have just kept going. The market for Star Trek just never went away, like the market for Star Wars. They didn't reboot it. They told stories set in the same universe, just at different points in time, which I think was the best way to go. Even if the prequels didn't turn out good, it's still part of Star Wars, and you're watching the lead-up to the story that you really, really like, as opposed to watching a retelling of way better stories. Like Star Trek Into Darkness. You wish that movie was good? Go watch Wrath of Khan, because Wrath of Khan is that, but better. Really, the motion picture is better than just 2009 at this point. But I'm not talking about Star Trek, I'm talking about Star Wars, I'm talking about Force Awakens, which is a great movie that I highly recommend. Here's the thing. I'm a Star Wars fan, obviously, if you couldn't tell by everything here. So, I feel like I can say this was a really good movie. It had everything that the prequels lacked. It even did a lot of things better than the prequels did. Things you might have not liked in the prequel work way better in this movie. The effects and everything. The music was fantastic. It's John Williams, so no duh, the music is going to be fantastic because it's the guy who wrote the original score. How can it not be, because the music was always the one thing that made the prequels watchable. You get to listen to John Williams. So, yeah, I think that's a spoiler-free I can go, just saying, it was good, go see it. I liked it. I didn't go into it expecting to get my mind blown, but my mind was blown because of how genuinely amazing this movie was. I had my mouth open in a stupid grin throughout half of the entire movie, and the other half was me in suspense, so my mouth was closed, and I was like, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? How are they gonna get out of this one? Which is the thoughts you have during every Star Wars movie. You know, Luke Skywalker standing over the Sarlacc. Oh, how are they going to get out of this one? And he pulls the lightsaber from R2-D2. Spoiler alert for Return of the Jedi, a movie that came out more than 20 years ago. So if you haven't seen that one, go see that. And go see this movie is essentially why I made this video. The movie is good. If you were on the fence because you're like, it's not going to be good, the movie is good. The movie was amazing. Yeah. The Force Awakens, I highly recommend it. It was a fantastic movie. There's nothing else I can say without going into spoiler territory. That's the end of this video. Those were my thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video. See you next time.
Thank you all for watching, and if you liked the video, you can hit subscribe and watch one of my other videos. My videos can be found on any of these fine sites, and if you want to help out, maybe consider supporting the show on Patreon. See you next time.
Obi-Wan.